Hello, still we're talking about 1.6 other types of equations, and here we're going to talk about equations with fractions and absolute values. Okay, let's have an example. Okay, the question is saying 2 over x equals to 3 over x minus 2 minus 1. Now here the first thing is bring everything to the other side and make it equal to 0. That means this one, when it goes to the other side, it will be minus, and this minus will be changed to plus. Now you have to multiply both sides by the LCM of this one to get rid of the fraction, to get rid of this denominator. So what is the, here you have over 1, so the LCD here, or the LCM, will be x and x minus 2. It will be multiplied in both sides. So 2 over x multiplied with this one, the x will be cancelled with this x, so what will be left? X minus 2 will be multiplied with 2. So 2 times x minus 2 minus 3 times what? This x minus 2 will be cancelled with x minus 2, so 3 is going to be multiplied with x plus 1. Here there is nothing to be cancelled out, so 1 will be multiplied with x and with x minus 2. And once you multiply this one with 0, it will give you again 0. So now I'll open the brackets. 2 times x is 2x, 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, negative 3 times x is negative 3x, plus, here once you multiply anything by 1 it doesn't make any difference, so multiply x with x will give you x squared, and x times negative 2 will give you negative 2x equals to 0. Collect the like terms. I'll start with x squared with the higher power, and you have 2x minus 2x. These are going to be cancelled out, so what will be left here is negative 3x, and still you have here negative 4 equals to 0. Okay, this is a quadratic equation, so you can factorize it first. Once you factorize here, what are the numbers when multiplied will give you negative 4, and when added negative 3, they are going to be x times negative 4 and x times plus 1, because negative 4 times 1 is negative 4, and negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. So now we will go to the either or part. Either x minus 4 equals to 0, or x plus 1 equals to 0. Take this one to the other side, x equals to positive 4, or here x will be what? Negative 1. Okay, the value of x is here negative 1. Good. So this equation is solved simply like this. I think that we already worked on this type of equations before. Now the new idea here is equations involving absolute values. Let's have an example. Okay, so here, before we start on discussing about this example, let me remind you what is the idea of an absolute value. For example, if you have the absolute value of a will give you a, and the absolute value of negative a will give you also what? A. So what is inside the absolute value could be a positive number, or it could be a negative number. So in any case the answer will be a positive number. So now once you are solving this one, you'll have two cases. We will imagine that whatever is in the absolute value, it was a positive number, or in the second case we will assume that the thing that was inside the absolute value is a negative expression. So that means x, here you're going to work on this equation using these two cases. Okay, so the first case, I'll imagine that it was a positive expression or positive term what is inside the absolute value. So here I'll say first equation, I'll imagine it as positive, so it will just go out as x squared minus 3x equals to negative 4x plus 6. Bring everything back, so it will be x squared minus 3x plus 4x minus 6 equals to what? 0, because this was negative, change it to positive, and this one is a positive, change it back to negative. Good. Now x squared minus 3x plus 4x will give you 1x and negative 6 as it is. So once you factorize this one, you'll have x plus 3 and x minus 2. So now either x plus 3 equals to 0 or x minus 2 equals to 0. Bring this one back, x equals to negative 3, and here bring this one back, x equals to positive 2. So this is the first equation, or our first case. Now we'll have a second equation. So in the second equation we're going to assume that this thing inside the absolute value is supposed to be negative, so the whole thing will be multiplied by negative. That means this expression was negative. So once you multiply with a negative sign, you'll only multiply whatever thing inside the absolute value only. For example, if you had here plus y was not going to be affected with this negative, so you'll only multiply with a negative whatever thing inside the absolute value only. So now I'll multiply, I'll open the bracket, minus minus will give you plus 3x, bring everything back, okay. Once I bring this one, this negative will be changed to positive, and this positive will be changed to negative. Then I added 3x and 4x will give me 7x. Now to get rid of this negative, you can multiply the whole thing by negative, I mean both sides. So this will be x squared negative 7x plus 6 equals to 0. Then you have to factorize here what are the two numbers that when multiplied will give you 6 and when added will give you negative 7. They are x minus 1 and x minus 6, either x minus 1 equals to 0 or x minus 6 equals to 0. Bring them to the other side, x equals to positive 1 and here x equals to positive 6. So here you have these different solutions.